Kyle, here goes your tires, buddy.
Video, Kyle?
Brand new ones.
You could have at least put the front ones on the back.
Moving you right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That's very true.
We better be able to get two people on one train somehow.
Here it comes. Yep, that's it.
Because every time I'm in his office, he's sitting there and all of a sudden he just reaches like this and there's a piece of chicken in his hand.
I'm like, how much chicken is under your desk?
I overshot the R&D budget this week, so I'm going to need that $250.
Moving it right day and night.
Woo! Episode 92.
92.
Wake up.
I know. It's June 4th, episode 92. We've got a special edition today.
I know it.
I'm soaking wet. It's storming here. I just got soaked, so
All right.
I'm ready though. We got a good one.
Yes.
Special
You know
guest today.
what? Oh, you're going to get
None other than the legend himself, Mr. KJ Jones, is going to join us. So we're really excited about that. We're always excited when we have guests on, but KJ's special. So we think we got the audio technical worked up. So we'll see. But as always, we're here every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we give away stuff. We talk about stuff, product. We talk to cool people. It looks like we're going to be giving away banners today. People, they always love when we give away banners.
Right.
So why don't we have a banner out here? Where's Josh? He's a banner out here. So we're going to give 2 lucky viewers the beginning of banner. So ask your questions. We'll always answer your product questions as normal. If you got questions for Mr. KJ Jones, post them now. We'll have him answer those as well. Yeah. And 2 lucky people will get some Hot Shots banners today. We'd like to know, that's from last week, the automatic manual. So what's your question of the day for the viewers?
Put me on the spot. I always like project vehicles.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we want to see your COVID vehicles. Yeah, you had enough time to work on it, so post up your project vehicles. Speaking of project vehicles, KJ Jones has a lot of project vehicles. Maybe we'll get a rundown of what he's got going on right now. I wonder if they're picking up this thunder at home. It's pretty loud here. So we're dual streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you like and share the video. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube,
TikTok.
and TikTok. If you haven't followed our TikTok page, there is a new video of Big Country dancing. Not kidding. It's on there. Go like it. It's good. So Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and click the little bell at the top of your Facebook. It'll remind you that we're here every Thursday and let you know. So we've been doing our weekly tech tips. You've been knocking these out with videos. Did you say you got it up, Levi? You did. Okay, cool.
I think
so
that might be later.
Why don't you lead into it? What are we watching this week? What's your tech tip this week?
The tech tip is how to shoot, edit a video in under 26 minutes and have it ready for Facebook Live.
Nice. And you pulled it off.
Well,
we're about to find out.
We're about to find out. It's over internal diesel injector deposits.
IDIDs.
That's right.
I just got off the phone with a customer who was having some IDID issues. Was using another product that's a fuel cleaner, a diesel fuel side cleaner, but doesn't have the proper chemical to clean out the IDIDs. So
common problem.
Switched over to, ran 1 dose of Diesel Extreme through, got everything cleaned out. So you'll learn more about IDIDs right now, I guess. Go ahead and roll it, Levi.
Modern diesel fuels are not always the cleanest these days. Every fuel supplier adds different materials to help with lubricity. And sometimes these additives can lead to unwanted deposits in your engine or fuel injectors. Hot Shot's Secret Diesel Extreme is a new powerful formula designed to clean and boost engines to their peak performance power. Just add a dose every 6,000 miles to clean your tank, lines, injector tips, all while removing moisture. Find your nearest retail outlet by visiting hotshotsecret.com.
And just as you explained, that's how our...
That was not me, by the way.
That was not you, but we have a follow-up video with you later.
I believe so.
Regarding that. So let's keep moving because I want to get to KJ today. And so our dealer wall, we're back in, band's back together.
Woo!
Here.
Yes.
And we got a dealer wall. So who do we got this week? Who are we going to throw
We
up?
have our friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, nice. Getting a retailer on the wall.
Yes. Brian Merce came back from Missouri and, okay, that's a half truth. He got a fancy little package in the mail and he's like,
Right.
here, you put it for your wall. So,
Awesome.
So they hooked us up. So I have several from my garage and one for this one.
Perfect.
So O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah, I see Summit's up there. We need to get Brian Mers. We need some more retailers. So let's get our retailers up on the wall.
All right.
And we said we were going to throw this one up, but I think we need to get a backup sticker.
Yeah, I
So we're
believe
probably
so.
going to punt to next
So
week. But we should.
we're going to ruin the birthday surprise.
Yeah. So our other sticker going up this week is our friend Motorsports Molly. We love Molly. We sponsor her. She does a great job, and she's got a really cool decal here. But we need a backing sticker for it. So we're going to punt this next week. But happy birthday! We just saw it was Molly's birthday today. So happy birthday to Motorsports Molly. Make sure you follow her. Matter of fact, I was talking. We sponsor Street Racing Channel with Billy Hoskinson and the whole crew and everything, and they have a feature-length movie coming out here soon, which Molly stars in like normal. So we'll be sure to share it. The video stuff they're doing is awesome right now. So take a look at that, and we'll get Motorsports Molly on the wall next week. Next up, dealer shoutouts. Who you got?
DS Performance in McCallister, Oklahoma. And
DS Performance. Yeah, DS Performance, McCallister.
there
And
they
we also
are.
got
Look at that. I love. Ta-da. On
Boom,
the
up
bottom-
there.
Oh wait, we should do it like this now.
right there. Yeah, there you go. And Matzke Diesel, Monroe, Wisconsin. I think Matzke, I just saw him use our dealer portal just last night, I believe. So, shout out to our dealers. We really appreciate having you guys on board. Thanks for helping get our products out to our customers. And like we say, our dealers are our favorites because they're the ones that really get the products first. They can get our new stuff. We test with them a lot. They're a big part of our cycle here. So
Absolutely.
appreciate you guys. What's going on here at Hot Shot Secret? Am I on the right page? I think I am.
We
Yep.
are now.
Oh, our new feature video. So we got our weekly videos we've been putting down. I hope you guys have been liking our content. And a lot of it's because from our very first race of the year, we've gotten so many videos out of it. This week was another one of
And
our...
It's amazing how nobody's really changing the point standing since that first race.
I know.
Holding steady.
Rodrigo is hanging on to that number one there in 5.9. You know who's not number one? Johnny Gilbert. He was number one, like wire to wire last year. Even though he's not number one.
So he's on a huge losing streak.
Derek Rose took that, yep. So Johnny hasn't been in first for almost like... We love you, Johnny. So much so we did a great video for you. Johnny actually crushed Outlaw Diesel last year. The Hot Shot Secret Pro Street class just ran through it wire to wire. I think he won 5 of 7 legs and was like second in the other 2 legs. Like the point season was like over halfway through. But he has a really sweet Gen 2 coming. So why don't you roll our featured video of the week? We'll take a look at Johnny Gilbert from Stainless Diesel.
Hi, I'm Johnny Gilbert from Stainless Diesel, and I'm powered by science. This is a Dodge 2001 second gen 4x4, and we got a triple turbo stainless diesel 5-blade Mafia, about 2,500 horsepower, head crankshaft. So 2019 World Champion Pro Street class for the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street for the diesel ODSS, which is the Outlaw Diesel Super Series. So we use Diesel Extreme fuel lubricity, some FR3.
2 miles an hour. That man was on a...
There it is.
That was it.
Mr. As he says, yep, yep,
Yep, yep.
yep, yep.
The
Mr.
man
Johnny
with the
Gilbert.
longest commute to work.
Longest career. Yeah, we had him.
He's got
he
a
was
world
guest just
record.
recently.
Yeah,
Yep.
good times.
So big shout out to Johnny Gilbert. Looking forward to seeing what that truck's going to do this year. I know it's got some big stuff in it. This Pro Street, this Hot Shot Secret Pro Street class is going to be fun. So
It is.
TV, what's going on? TV land. We're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, my good buddies Joe and Joe, goodness gracious, Lou and Jared on CarFix. Well, at 11 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, same episode. It's a break room with them featuring FR3.
Nice. CarFix. So you're usually talking about your truck, you buddies.
I know, but
CarFix this
these are
weekend.
they're supposed to call me so I can be on with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
All right. They're good guys.
Mostly, I'm just gonna feed the dog while they work on cars, but
They're
it
good
counts.
guys. They're good guys.
So-
in event land, no.
Bye bye June.
No.
What?
Can't say it yet. It's not public yet.
Oops, just kidding.
Kidding. But got some stuff coming up in the events, so we'll get back to you on that. In sales, what are we going on in sales?
Our good buddies at O'Reilly's have a sweet special.
Now on the wall.
$4 off a quart of Diesel Extreme.
That's right.
And $8 off
2/4 section. Yep, it's going on for a few more weeks here, so stock up with that. Go see our retailers.
Post in the comments. Do you call it 2 quarts or do you call it a half a gallon? Or a 64
or
ounce?
64.
Post them in the comments.
There you go. 64,
That's
2
our new
quarts
one.
or half gallon.
All right, continue. We're trying to get to KJ.
We are trying to get to KJ.
Sorry.
So subscribe to the email newsletter. Stay up to date on the news and exclusive deals at hotshotsecret.com/email, or at the bottom of our homepage. You can punch in your email and stay tuned right there. Now, to back up what we were talking earlier on the internal diesel injector deposits, the IDIDs,
Right.
we do have a little video from you.
Maybe. I'm not joking. It got thrown together real fast. So
We'll see if it
what
works.
happens.
Levi, can you roll it? We'll see if we can get a response out of him.
Today we're going to talk about internal diesel injector deposits, or IDIDs for short. To know what they are, we need to learn first how they're formed. Crude oil naturally has sodium chloride and calcium chloride in it. Although there's a desalting process during the refinery, there are many areas of contamination that you still get these salts. One, refinery salt dryers. 2, storage tanks, water bottoms. 3, seawater from ship ballasts. And 4, residuals from biodiesel refinery catalysts. Some corrosion inhibitors in pipelines, refineries, and some aftermarket additive packages contain dodecynyl succinic acid or hexadocynyl succinic acid. These acids combine with the salts and form carboxylate salts, dodecynyl succinate or hexadocynyl succinate. These are waxy, sticky deposits that actually stick on the internal surfaces of the injectors, and that is why they are called internal diesel injector deposits. Carboxylate salt formation is not a new phenomenon, so why are there now issues? These carboxylate salts used to be soluble in the old high sulfur diesel fuel, but are now not in the ultra low sulfur diesel fuel. These salts make their way past the filter and into your injectors. The common rail injectors have a very tight tolerance of 1 to 3 microns. It takes very little deposits to restrict the movement, causing issues with injector timing, fuel flow, and delivery. Hot Shot Secret has specialized injector cleaners that removes and prevents the internal injector deposits. So how do we know this? The Peugeot DI-LDD DW10 test tests for sticky deposits. An engine is run with DDS and sodium ions for 8 hours to cause sticky injectors. You can tell this by the change in exhaust gas temperature and the loss of power. When Hot Shot Secret additives are placed in the fuel, the power loss is restored and prevented. I hope we've touched on enough to help you with your understanding of IDIDs and how Hot Shot Secret additives can help prevent and restore power loss caused by IDIDs.
Attaboy.
So, one thing you don't know.
Okay.
You know how you're like, tell me something about you that nobody else knows.
Okay.
Not only did I try out for Kung Fu Theater when I was younger, I also taught David Byrne all of his dance moves in the Once in a Lifetime video.
Really?
Yeah, from the Talking
I
Heads.
feel a TikTok coming.
That's the TikTok version right there.
All right, let's catch up on our comments, and we're going to get to KJ Jones. So, Artie Moppin's in. What's up, Artie? Eric's in. Dan Zelton's in like normal. Let's see. Artie says, hey. KJ Jones is in. That's important.
That is.
That's important. Top fan Terry Howard, as normal, says, happy Hot Shot Secret Thursday. Wayne Talkton says, when are you going to send my samples? I didn't know you ordered any, Wayne. Let me check on that. Yeah, hit me up afterwards. I'll get with you. James Bruce says, hey, you studs, like normal. Steve Royalty's watching. How you doing, Steve? Steve drives that sweet Ohio-based Pro Mod truck. Aaron, your beard is looking studly, says James Bruce with his top fan badge. Nicholas Chappelle's in here. What's up, guys? Of course. Eric Wilkes is shouting out from Arizona. Jen's in. Ricky Ketchum, top fan badge. Loving that FR3. Oh, I'm loving that top fan badge. Ricky, good job, man. David Dothat's in, our jet car guy. Good to see. Mindy's in. Philip Hooker's in. Good to see you. We were actually talking about maybe getting Fire Punk truck down to you. We'll talk about it. Pig Monkey says, I want to know where I can get a funnel like that in the promotion video. Do you know?
I don't know which promotional video.
Do you know which promotion video has a funnel in it? Pig Monkey, clarify for me. The tech tip? Oh, was it in their thing? Oh, he's got the little extended thing. Yeah, I've seen him at the auto parts stores.
Fellers.
Yep.
Should we give him the address to the studio?
Joshua Bramier says, howdy, fellas. Dan Zelton, top fan badge. Thanks for helping your dealers keep our customers going with the greatest products out there. No, Dan, thanks to you guys. Thanks to our dealers for getting our products out there. Which, by the way, I may or may have not got a video of Dan Zelton's truck making its first test hit looking pretty mean. Picture. I shouldn't say video. Picture. So, looking forward to seeing you out there, Dan. Really looking forward to that. Justin Law says, got my first diesel 2008 Dodge Ram 2500 6.7. What should I use in it? New to diesels. Justin Law just got his first one. Congrats on that. Welcome to the diesel world. What do you start them off with?
How many thousands of miles?
It's 2008, so we can assume there's some miles on it.
Well, obviously stiction in the oil side, and then followed by FR3, and diesel extreme on the fuel side, followed by EDT.
Yep. Just in the easiest way to do it, we package it really simply in a two-step oil and a two-step fuel. Start off with the stiction eliminator in your next oil change. After that oil change, you can move to FR3 for a couple oil changes, 2 or 3 oil changes before going back. And on the fuel side, you want to start off with diesel extreme for the deep clean out in your first tank, and then run EDT. A lot of people kind of match them up along the same. Once it's time for an oil change, run another dose of diesel extreme and get back on your everyday diesel treatment. So real simple. We call it our two-step oil and a two-step fuel treatment. So our top 4 products, it's really easy, and got sizes for whatever you need to match it up to your intervals. So give us a call. We'll be happy to talk you through it and let you know what else you might want to look for. Rodrigo's in, hanging on to that 5.9 first place, ODSS. Aaron's in. Hey, Aaron, get back to work. Greg Jolly's here. Randy's here. Everyone's in today. TJ's here. TJ, get back to work. Hey, it's your best friend. Hey, guys. All right. Justin Law says 220,000. So, Justin, absolutely, 220,000. I'd go right to a full clean-out dosage of stiction eliminator, which is 4 ounces per quart. You couldn't do anything better for it right out of the gate. Put it in at the front end of your oil change with fresh oil. Leave it in there for the whole interval. It's going to give you a nice oil side cleaning of the whole system. Lubricate while it's doing it. All done with Group 4, Group 5 esters. Really good stuff that's going to protect the motor, bring your wear down 60%, and get it cleaned out. So now you got a brand new internals for your next 200,000 miles that you get to put on it. After that, FR3 in the oil will keep it clean for the next 2 or 3 oil changes. And right away, let's get the fuel side cleaned out with diesel extreme. That's real easy to do. 1 tank will do it, and then move over to EDT. And with those products, you're going to get your cetane boost, your lubricity additive, your injector and fuel system cleaner, rust and corrosion inhibitor, fuel or water dispersant, and fuel stabilizer. So everything you need to treat both your fuel system and get that cleaned out, as well as treat our really dry fuel that we have out there at the pump. Treat that as it's going in and turn that kind of into a premium diesel fuel. Those are the best 2 things you can do for your truck, and congrats on the new truck, man. Aaron, you're right. Stay tuned. Take notes, Aaron. You're going to learn from KJ Jones because it's time to bring KJ on. I'm excited to have him. I know Levi's probably going to do that really loud noise, the ringing noise, but let's see if we can get KJ Jones on and talk life, because this man has a lot to talk about.
Lifetimes.
He's got lifetimes
to talk about.
Lifetimes of stuff to talk about. So let's see if we can catch KJ here. There he is. What's up, man? How's your audio? You got me?
Hold on a second. Let me turn down this. I was watching the feed. All right. I got you.
You got us? How's your sound? You hear me good?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, guys?
Cool. I got you too, man. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting. I'm like honored to be on it. Thank you.
Honored, man. We got a legend on the show. We're honored.
Right.
The legend himself. So how things going, man?
Everything's all right, man. All things considered, we're in we've been in now a weird space for the past couple of months, month and a half or so, 2 months really, and then compiled with latest events and stuff. But outside of that, I mean, take that out, we're doing okay. You know what I mean? Getting work done, making things happen, and going forward.
Yeah, it's been you're one of the guys that I usually can count on. I get to see a certain amount of times per year because we get out these events, and I don't think I've ever been to any diesel-related event that you're not at. And I told you when we talked the other day, I told you we snuck in that one Wagler event, and I was like, I didn't see my man KJ, and he wasn't there, and I was like, there wasn't a lot of people there. It was very limited attendance, but I think it's the first diesel event that I've been to that you weren't at.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, it's definitely tough. And honestly, I was presented with an opportunity to go. First and foremost, I was really excited to hear about it. As you know, it was one of those things that was, I guess, they tried to keep it underground initially, and then words get out and that type of thing. But one of the competitors, Rick with the Chevelle, he's out here in California. He's in Northern California, and he called me and he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna do this. This is what's happening." And he asked me to come along and be his crew guy, man. And I was like, "Gosh, that would have been so cool." Honestly, it would have been cool to be a crew guy and not be there as Diesel Power or a person representing media. As a racer, I drag race. I've been at this game for a long time, and just to say, something, I'm here in a whole different. I'm here as one of these guys would have been badass, man. But the opportunity couldn't go through on my side. I couldn't make that trip, and I was disappointed. But I followed it as much as I could on the feed. I'm glad the guys were able to get out there and do some racing. It was awesome.
It was good. It was an abbreviated version of what we're used to, but man, it was still good to get out. And speaking of Rick and that Chevelle, and speaking of Rick and that Chevelle, for those of you at home that haven't seen, we had a video of a couple of the Chevelles that were down in Florida. We had a video of a couple of the Chevelles that were down in Florida. Rick was one of them. At the Emerald Coast Opener, Rick was one of them. He's California based. And he's California based. He street drives that Chevelle, right? He street drives that Chevelle, right?
Yeah, he's a beast, man. I met Rick a couple of years back, and he and his wife, I met them at Famoso Raceway up in Bakersfield. I had heard about his car, being in diesel. Some people had tipped me off, like, "Hey, have you seen this guy Chevelle? Have you seen this guy Chevelle?" And then I finally got to see his operation, and yes, he does drive it everywhere. It is a street.
Can't hear.
Diesel-powered car here and there. I understand he has some drivetrain issues every once in a blue with, with an overdrive or whatever, but he's able to fix it and keep going and all that.
Yeah, I'm impressed to see how many miles he drives that thing around. Just to see how many miles he drives that thing around. Racetrack to racetrack. It's a cool car to watch run too. It's a cool car to watch run too. So, last I saw you. We were out at, I was out there in your part of the world. I was out there in California, right? That was for the MPMC thing, right? That was for the MPMC thing.
Yeah, MPMC, man. It was a cool surprise to see you. It was a real big surprise to see you and see Hot Shot Secret engaged in something like that. And
that was our first time. Yeah, that was our first time at MPMC. Yeah, that was our first time at MPMC. For those of you that don't know, that's that's one of the councils of SEMA, and as a SEMA member of SEMA, usually it takes you quite a while to get into the MPMC thing. We got lucky. I don't know who greased the tracks for us, but somehow we got in pretty quickly, and somehow we got in motorsports. It's a media motorsports, and it's quite an event. We really didn't know we were getting into the first year. I was on the manufacturer side as a fluid manufacturer. Of course, KJ's there on the media side, and what they do is they put us manufacturers in a hotel room, all in one hotel, and we get in a hotel room, and every 30 minutes or an hour, a new media person comes in the door and does their little thing, and it's a really great thing that SEMA puts on to get the media. I mean, I'm sure it's great for you, KJ, to get to talk to all those manufacturers. You're on one building for 3 days, and you get a lot of content lined up for the whole year.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. It's basically like speed dating with manufacturers, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a kind of crude way to put it, a joke way to put it, but it's if you play it the right way, Kyle, it can be super effective for you as an editor or as a planner. I'm able to put together literally magazines when we had magazines, but content, yes. And on the other side of it, before I was editing, or I was a senior tech editor on the Mustang side, I was literally able to build cars. You know what I mean? You can arrange through the attendees at that conference. You sit with them, let them know what your intentions are and your plan, and you make policy right there to have parts shipped the next day as soon as they get home, and put them on, what they pan out to be some pretty cool cars eventually.
Yeah, I know. Personally, for us too, it worked out. I'm sure it's probably great, especially since everything has happened since then. I bet a lot of you guys on the media side were we're glad you were there because at least you got some content to get you through. And it's already paid off really well for us. We've had a lot of different publications that we previously weren't talking to that we've got a lot of good articles written over the last few months. And I know of a lot of it's because of that MPMC and they haven't had much new stuff come up. It's like, I better reach back out to that guy I met out there and put some stuff out. And so yeah, I think it's something we're going to continue to do. It was great. So I hope I get to see you every January then, as well as throughout the race season as well.
Yeah, definitely, Kyle. Looking forward to it. You know, once we can get back on the horse, it's gonna be awesome. You know, I think getting back on the horse for a lot of people is gonna be a wild ride, actually, because you know, pent up energy, dude. You know,
and I would
we're ready to let it loose.
Get away from that without mentioning one more thing about the MPMC. Get away from that without mentioning a lot of people think about the MPMC. Some of the stuff we do, it's all fun. You get to go to these racetracks and it's cool racing. Yeah, the racing's fun. We really enjoy it, all stuff. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, both us as a manufacturer and a vendor, you know, talking to the customers, selling product at the booth all day. KJ usually has like camera bags and all sorts of stuff all over them. I mean, it's a long draining thing. And even these, we talked about MPMC being a speed dating thing, kind of. But there are times in our jobs, KJ, where our jobs don't suck. And one of those times was at MPMC when they pulled a bus up one of the final nights, and we got on a little trip over to that John Force Museum. How was that, man? I mean,
yeah, we made an excursion. We made an excursion. Hold on a second. Hang on, I got something for that.
All right. Yeah, that's right. Yep, I got one too.
Trip, man.
You were the first one to go for one of those.
Took a little trip to JFK.
You were the first one to go for one of those.
I was like, you got one too.
If KJ's getting one, I'm getting one.
We took a little trip out to John Force Racing in Yorba Linda, and that man, bottom line, he opened his doors to all of us in a private, you know, it was a party-ish type of atmosphere, but an open house where we were able to tour and see his setup out here in California. And these were lovely parting gifts that if you played your cards right, you could get him to sign the box. And then inside the car is also signed. So this is a nice little garage piece right here that I'm really proud of.
And it wasn't that it was a parting gift. There weren't that many of those. They had those cars on a few of the tables. Exactly. And as soon as you grab one, I'm like, I'm getting one of these. And as soon as you grab one, I'm like, I have next one of these. Then you got it signed, and then I saw you open it up and get the car signed. I'm just copying what KJ's doing, man. I'm doing whatever that man's doing. I'm doing. And so I got the same thing, KJ. I got it in my office. But yeah, it was quite a night. It was one of those nights that we laugh that we're getting paid to do it, you know. So it's one of the perks that's really fun, you know. So it's one of the perks. KJ, for those that don't know you, I know a lot of the diesel world knows you from. I know a lot of the diesel world, a lot of your riding, and a lot of stuff that you do now. A lot of your riding, and before all this, you've got a long history of drag racing and on the gas side and all that. So why don't you give us a little? I don't know, your little story. Your little story. Yeah.
A history lesson?
Yeah.
Well, man, you know, it's a long story that's difficult to make short, Kyle. You know, I've been involved in automotive and motorsports. You know, unofficially, you could say car guy for life. You know, my joke, but it's very true, is that I've been in the car since I was able to say CAR, since I was able to pronounce the word. I've dug cars. It's been a passion of mine. And I didn't initially say that it was going to be a career path until high school, when I learned that you could actually, you know, have a job doing this. You know what I mean? I was always into being the guy at the gas station. That was the career, you know what I mean? But finding out that there are businesses and there's an industry that I could be a part of was something that I wanted to pursue very much. And I tried to do that by way of mechanical engineer and building engines. What I really dig are engines, man. The pump is one of the baddest devices ever. Be it diesel, be it gasoline, be it propane. It doesn't matter what the fuel is. Engines are fascinating things, and I wanted to design engines. I could build them through high school and shop and having family, my uncle, working for GM and friends that we were just car guys and stuff. So yeah, building an engine and learning about mechanics came around. But when it came to actually being an engineer, one of the things that I wasn't really good at, and I sucked at, was mathematics. And that is being an engineer, is knowing your math and your algebra and your trigs and all those type of things. I didn't have that, but I had these. You understand what I'm saying? I had the hands to do it, but not the math to do it. So I wasn't accepted into engineering programs, and that's where things kind of got sidetracked. But the passion was never lost. Fast forward into playing around with my own hot rods and cars, and they wasn't building back then. It was just kind of messing around with cars. You know what I mean? It wasn't doing builds as they're known as today. But eventually things swung to the Mustang, the late model Mustang side for me, and that's really when I guess what this is now, or what this has been for almost 20 years. That's when it really took off. I had been drag racing prior. I've been drag racing and involved with racing for about 30 years, and that really sounds super old right now. But that's been something I've been directly involved with as a participant. Everything from participant to race coordinator to one of the tech officials for World 4 Challenge. Just run the muck on racing for a long, long time. But the Mustang stuff started to happen, and I got on that wagon, and it really, really worked out very well. It put me in positions to get the success now have, and I'm very happy about it. I'm humbled by it all the time. Sometimes I got to pinch myself and say, this is really.
And speaking of Mustangs, you got a very special one right there behind you. Right there behind you. Can you take
this is my Coopty right here. This is my best girl right here, man. I'll see if I can swing for you. Can you get that? Is that in the camera?
Yep.
All right. If you can hear me, disregard the fascia here. Well, let me do this.
You can take us out, Levi.
This is what it looked like when I finished it. Okay. It's a 1986 Mustang LX coupe, but it's a coupe with T-tops. It's a T-roof coupe, one of very few. I think there might have been 3,000 of them made in '86, if that many. And it's kind of a rare piece that we saved. We found it. It was not in the best shape, but I had a vision, like most people do when they bring stuff home that their wife raises an eyebrow about. I had a vision, and I thought that I might be able to make it kind of cool.
You found that?
It was just such a rare car.
So I thought that was something
you
found that? You started with that was a find?
Like a new
I thought that was
pallet.
something
That was
you
just a
started fresh with on like a new pallet. That was just a
No. It was a find. This was an internet find, Kyle. This was on hardcore50.com was the web forum, hardcore50.com, and there was a thread one night. It was at night, and there was a thread that said T-top coupe, and this 2005 or so, and the thing was, no one believed there was such a thing. It was truly a unicorn as these go. Hatchback T-top cars for days, but a coupe, it doesn't exist. But I did know that they exist because I had seen one years prior. I flipped. I was like, wow, where'd that come from? So when I looked at this post on the web, I contacted the dude, and he happened to be here in Southern California. And I said, look, man, I got a trailer on the way tomorrow, because I need that car. And I believe his name was Chris, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Chris was a real good dude, man. I took the trailer out there and picked it up, and we took it down to nothing. We completely took it down to just a shell, and proceeded to do everything from body work, chassis work, engine work, the whole thing. This is by definition, my definition, this was a build. This project here was a
Right.
complete build all the way.
Now, I think, when was the first time that really got the exposure and really blew up? Went viral, if you will, and really blew up. What was the first time that car really got the exposure and, and kind of blew up and went viral, if you will?
This car went viral.
Right.
And again, back then, viral really wasn't out yet.
Right.
I guess you could say it went the equivalent of viral after we published the first story about it. And the first story was about finding it, going out and picking it up and bringing it home and assessing it. And that's what the photos were, assessing it and taking pictures of the spider nests in it and all that kind of thing, and really bringing the reader into this is what we've got. And if you guys are all Mustang guys and Mustang girls out there, you understand that it's special. And from there, you then went on to forums and stuff and saw that people were talking about it. FourEyedPride.com, which is a site that was specific to the four headlight Mustangs, Fox Mustangs. They really ran with it. Like KJ Jones has this really special car, and that started the movement. But I guess once it was completed and the feature on this car ran in 5.0, that's when it really went crazy.
So fast forward to today, you still got it. It's there in the garage. I know you said it had a little front end something happened. I think last time it was out. But what's to say that thing makes another revival? Bringing it back again. Makes another revival. Bringing it back again.
The revival it's been intermittent, man. Trust me, my heart wants to do it tomorrow. And it's been. I don't want to say this in any type of a negative way, but it has been sidelined because of what I do now in some ways. Initially, because I came into diesel space from late model Mustang, and for all intents and purposes, I had a lot of proving myself to the readers and the people that follow Diesel Power. And here's this, guy that we just Googled that doesn't have diesel attached to him in any way, shape, or form. Let's, how could he be any good? You know what I mean? And I had to let this sit so I could learn about, more about diesel, so I could learn about the culture. The culture is just important as the trucks and the engines, to tell you the truth. Learn about the culture and really show that I'm 100 and genuine about diesel as much as I was about Mustang. You know what I mean? So that kind of put things on the shelf a little bit. Then, quite honestly, another thing that shelved it was money. You know what I mean? This is not a cheap hobby in any space. Car, diesel, skateboard, truck, it doesn't matter. Funds and such. And when we were racing and when we were really campaigning this car, and even prior to that, I had sponsor support and that type of thing. You know what I mean? And when that kind of goes away and you have to look at operations on your own dime, things become a little bit different. That's the bottom line there. So piece by piece and slowly but surely, and that's because you still have a household to run as well. Let's make that clear. So piece by piece and slowly but surely, the front end's on it. The chassis work is done. The fascia is just ugly right now, really. It's done. I just throw headlights in it and go out and take it out. But, because there's an ounce of vanity in me, it's like I can't have...
Well, speaking of your household, you got a great wife that supports you. We had a couple conversations when we were out in California about the previous days when different shipping addresses for car parts were used. Different shipping addresses for car parts were used. Bringing up a tough subject, but I think there's a lot of people that I could identify with. Tough subject, but I think there's a lot of people that I could identify with that.
Oh yeah. That, like I told you, Kyle, that was a valuable lesson learned, and I do share that story, with cats that, are me 20 years ago. You understand that are just getting into it with their their significant other and trying to do car stuff. It's you're better off not trying to keep
That's
secrets.
right.
Is the bottom line.
And I'll tell you, KJ's a man of wisdom. So when he speaks, listen up.
I think we've all made that mistake.
When he speaks, listen up.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I think-
So nowadays, you do have quite a collection still. I mean, now you've got a lot of it's turned over to the diesel side, but I know you just wrote an article on diesel blow-by. I believe I was just reading, and kind of was featuring your own, what do you call it, Big White? Kind of was featuring your own, what do you call it, Big White?
Big White, soon to be renamed. We're pending a wrap that's going to take the white out and make it blue. So it'll have a new name at some point fairly soon.
Yeah,
But
and we really like those type of articles. Not to mention, we got a little shout out in there, so I'm never complaining about that. But in all honesty, it's a technical article. You know, it really is kind of, you really dive down into what's going on, and I think that's missing in a lot of the media nowadays. Covering a lot of the flash is nice and everything, but to actually do some educational pieces, I think there's a lot of bravado in the industry where people don't want to act like they don't know that. And so when somebody kind of just peels it apart, I think it's great. That's
that's important to me, Kyle, because it's based on experience. Coming into diesel, language is thrown around or was thrown around, and I get it. Language is thrown around as if I'm supposed to know what that means. Not necessarily blow by, but other terms and stuff like that. So it's like, man, all right, let me figure out what this is. So with Diesel Power and me coming aboard Diesel Power, from my first day to present, it's been about education, and it's been about our customer, our reader and follower, not necessarily being the OG. Not necessarily being the guy that's been in it forever, but the guy that might have just gone to the dealership and bought a new truck and wants to be part of the hobby. So bringing them up with some of the basics. And I understand, as an enthusiast, that can be frustrating for the OG. Like, why are they talking about this? I know this already. You have to understand that not everybody knows everything. And from where we sit, my position, and colleagues at other titles and stuff, you have to keep that in mind and present your message with that in mind. So that's why I did the thing on blow by and then the killer dial pin, and there'll be more of that, especially since we're in this space right now where I'm not able to get out and go to a shop and hang turbos on an engine and do that type of stuff that we also truly love to do and I dearly miss.
Absolutely.
But I figured why not take this opportunity to just educate.
Absolutely. I was just about to mention. I'd be lying if I didn't say. I think I was on the. I'd be lying if I didn't say. Got a little education on that, so. I think Levi's bringing it up right now. Got a little education on that, so. I just love to see that type of stuff. Bringing it up right now, so I just love to see that type of stuff. I think it's the part of the industry that lacks the most is the educational side. We try really hard here to the industry that lacks the most. We've got a whole educational department that we try really hard to bring up on, and we've got a whole. And we always try to be as open as we can with our R&D data and putting everything out front. Even today, we just had. I believe it was a new guy that I didn't recognize before. Just chimed in. If you were watching earlier before we brought you on, was it Justin Law? He chimed in and said he just bought a brand new diesel, first new diesel for him. He just bought a brand new diesel. So I mean, it's first new diesel for him. He's an 08. So man, if you're jumping into an 08 Cummins and you've never had a diesel before, I'm glad that people feel they can come here and ask that question. Now, mind you, our regulars that are on here, every single week have probably heard me say a million times, two-step oil treatment, Stiction Eliminator, and FR3, and Diesel Extreme and EDT. They get it, and that's kind of like the balance you got to play in the media world too, where you're speaking to such a large audience. But I think it's vitally important to speak to the newcomer, or and that's how you can expand this community. And that's how you can expand this community.
Yep. It's critical, man. That is critical, and really, it's personal for me because I started this, and I think I told you this when you were out here, man. And initially, for diesel, as far as diesel was concerned, you turn it goes out, start it up. That's what I knew. And with that being the case, that's what I knew about diesel. I was presented this opportunity and took this opportunity because I knew about engines, I knew about forced induction, etc. So it was just applying, how things education. So, I'm really big on that, and I think it's been successful for us when the magazine was printed to do stories like that. And it's certainly, based on your feedback just now, and I have received feedback from people who are watching the website, like that was really good. It was simple, but it gave me insights to understand what these guys are talking about when I go to the dyno day and they're flipping all
Sure, sure. And there's tons more people that are learning right along there with you. So it's valuable. And you have that capability of being able to tell that story without being condescending to the real educated guy too. And it's a tough balance. So we all gotta balance it out well, and I think you do it as good, if not better, than anybody. So what do you got coming next with with diesel power? Is there any articles you're working on you can leak that we might be seeing soon? Any articles you're working on you can leak that we might be seeing soon?
What's going on right now? I just finished, I have to finish the story, but I was out underneath my truck today following up on Sulastic rubber, like leaf spring shackles. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're these really heavy duty rubber leaf spring shackles. You take the steel pieces off and you put this it's like an energy absorber type thing,
right?
Or shock absorber really for springs, and just to try to make ride compliance and stuff in like old body style Fords or any pickup in the back of it. And I put them on 5 years ago, and just for something to do. It's like, you know what? That was 5 years. Let's take a look at them. Let's inspect them. See if there's any variances or differences or anything like that. So I was just doing that today, and waiting to take white so we can go get it wrapped up. It's prepped for the most part now. I've cleaned that truck like it's never been cleaned before. I had to strip off pin stripe all the way around the truck, and that wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. Let's put it that way. But I got that on deck. And actually, if I could take this opportunity, if there are people in the industry that watch this, and I've said this, look, get us content. I'm not in a position to make any kind of moves, so I do welcome compelling, informative, educational. It's all about people in the space now helping me out by sending materials, photos, detailed information, video, because we're online with this stuff now. It's up to you to help me keep the stuff fresh. So that would be my spiel there. But otherwise than that, man, everything is kind of status quo. I do have.
Feel free.
Let me plug Hot Shot Secret, because I do have you guys on deck to go the next level after the stiction eliminator. We talked about it, and the stiction eliminator is currently in the crankcase, and I have an oil service coming up.
FR3.
From stiction
eliminator. You don't want to put that in the motor.
To diesel extreme.
That's your fuel, buddy. FR3.
Right?
FR3. You don't want to put that in the motor.
Nope.
That's your fuel, buddy.
Not FR.
FR3 is next.
For fuel.
You got it.
Yeah.
For fuel. FR3.
He's on it. He's on it. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This goes in
He's on it.
fuel
He's on it.
with-
Yeah,
with
you're right.
FR3.
FR3 in the fuel.
Okay, all right.
Man,
FR3 next.
now I'm the rookie.
Tell you what.
FR3 in the fuel.
But I get to use
Man,
this
look,
oil.
now you guys spot on. Stiction eliminator
now I'm
first.
the
You're gonna
rookie.
follow that up with FR3 in the oil. But
No,
you're right.
you guys
Diesel
spot on.
extreme going in the
Stiction
fuel
eliminator
next,
first.
so
You're gonna follow that
looking
up.
forward to that. Let's see how Big White
you're
likes
right.
it. Diesel extreme going in the fuel next.
So
before we go, we're coming close on time. I do want to say. We were talking about it earlier. We're talking about a couple of your accolades, and I know you don't like to talk about this, but I do, because you're the legend, and whether you like it or not. But our Outlaw Diesel Super Series, which we love so much, that we support so much, this past year during PRI, we always have our annual banquet. While everybody's kind of back after the season's over, back in Indy for the PRI event. And there we have they started a Lifetime Achievement Award. And man, guess who won the Lifetime Achievement Award for Outlaw Diesel Super Series this year? None other than Mr. KJ Jones. And what a moment that was. I don't know if you can kind of tell the story about how your wife suddenly wanted to go to PRI this year. And this man did not. I was staring at him. I happened to know. And I was staring at him as they were going through. And I think it got to the point where, I think Rawlings was presenting it. And it got to the point of your school name or something. And then all of a sudden it started to click with you. But it was cool to watch it like come over you. And then you had one of the most moving speeches I've heard in a long time. For you. And then you had one of the most moving speeches I've heard in a long time.
It still comes over me. Excuse me, it's hot in this garage. But it still comes over me every time I look at it. And it sits in our den. Our den is like the race room where racing trophies and all of the successes from racing and my involvement in this stuff are in our race room. And when I'm sitting and looking at TV in the evening sometimes, I look over at it and just, still can't believe that happened. And I'm very, very humbled that, my peers and people that I work with and people that I appreciate and think, more highly of than myself, thought of me in that capacity, man. So, with Crystal, the deal with PRI, last year's PRI show was my 20th year attending the PRI show. I've been going to PRI for 20 years. And my Crystal had never, ever attended. She's been to SEMA once, but never to PRI. So I thought it'd be cool for her to go. And the stars started to align with everybody behind the scenes planning this award and then figuring out a way to actually reach her. I think it was Rawlings and Greg actually had phone conversations with her and plotted all this stuff. And then, she didn't let on that she just wanted and was dying to go.
And then, a follow-up story to that, getting back to the California trip for MPMC, MPMC has their own Lifetime Achievement, award thing. And who got it this year? It was...
Started with a K.
Here, it was...
Oh.
Right. So we were sitting there as they're kind of giving it away. And, they had their nominees up. And I had just been talking to KJ about his Lifetime Achievement Awards, plural. And as they give this award away, the greatest part is it's so un-KJ, which is why it was so great. He leans over to me and he says, I already won that one. So you've been MPMC, right? Won their award, right? So you've been MPMC, right? Won their award, right?
Yeah, in 2013, it's the MPMC Robert E. Peterson Award. It's presented by MPMC to the member of the automotive or performance media that works with all the manufacturers. It's just a recognition for your grind and dedication and that type of thing. And that's another one, man. It wasn't on my radar at all, and it wasn't anything that I do my job to say I'm going out to win it. Not even, man. And when I was named to receive that was really, really gratifying, because that's, as you know and experience, that's a powerful group of people.
Oh, without a doubt. And I'll tell you, as we were just getting ready right before we went live today, we're never ready for this. As a matter of fact, we just talked to you just earlier yesterday and today to get this going and everything. But I mentioned to him, I was like, maybe you can pull up some of the Lifetime Achievement. Actually, that one you just grabbed, Levi. And I was doing a quick Facebook search for it to try to find the picture or something. And I run into another Lifetime Achievement Award. I was like, this isn't it. This is a different one. I was like, how many Lifetime Achievement Awards does this man possibly have? I forget what it was, Levi. Did you see what that one was called? I think it was from last year, 2019. It was. I forget what it was, Levi. Did you see what that one was called? I think it was from last year, 2019. Motorsport. It was writing award. I don't know. But it was a Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm like, man. So I really need to know. Or writing award. I don't know. Forget how many awards you have. Awards, I'm sure the closet's full. But most people are lucky to get one Lifetime Achievement Award. How many Lifetime Achievement Awards do you actually have? But most people are lucky to get one Lifetime Achievement Award. How many Lifetime Achievement Awards do you actually have?
Well, I only have, to my knowledge, one Lifetime Achievement Award. I think the award you're talking about might have been the NMCA West Ambassador of the Year Award.
Is that it, Levi?
Was that it?
Looks like the
Ambassador of the Year.
Can you bring that up, Levi?
That's the only one I can think
The
of.
Automotive Journalism
it?
Award looks like. Excellence in
Can you bring that
Automotive
up, Levi?
Journalism. I'm like, man,
Oh, you're
this
looking
guy.
at
The
it?
Automotive Journalism Award.
was that,
looks
2019?
Like. Excellence in Automotive Journalism. I'm like, man, this guy. What was that, 2019? No, this is something different. See, he doesn't even remember his awards.
2019 was last year. That's the ODSS award, right?
No, this is
that
Levi's
I
bringing
went last-
pictures
See, he
of
doesn't
it
even
right
remember
now.
his
Awards.
Oh, my God.
Excellence in
Man, that's
Automotive.
sad.
Levi's bringing
Excellence.
pictures
I
of
don't
it
know,
right
man.
now. I'm just impressed with excellence in automotive.
how much
you get
journalism,
recognized,
I don't
and
know,
it's.
man.
I'm just impressed with
it's so well earned
with
KJ,
how much,
and I mean
you
everything
know,
you've done.
You get recognized
for
and the industry is
it's
amazing.
so well earned, KJ.
If I can ask you to just make a short statement, because it's moved me before on how you put this, because we were talking about this subject once together, you and I, and what you really hit home with me on is something that you said about you never know who's watching. You never know who's got their eye on you. And I think that kind of leads into why you've been so successful and why the accolades, although you don't think you deserve them and all that stuff, we know you do, but it's because of that that thought of you never know who's watching. Can you speak to that a little bit before we go? Because of that that thought of you never know who's watching. Can you speak to that a little bit before we go?
Yeah, man, and thank you for giving me that opportunity, Kyle. That's something that's seriously important to me, because that's wisdom that was imparted on me by my dad, and I'm sure it was imparted on him by his dad, my grandfather. And hopefully there are other cats out here watching this that their fathers or grandfathers have given them that same information, because it is, as you move forward in your life, it's probably the most critical information you'll ever have. First and foremost, your name. People use that. Oh, well, your name's all you got. You got to take that to heart, and you got to say, I'm not going to do anything in my power to ever blemish that name. So your integrity's got to be, super sharp. And then secondly, especially in this space, and I'm going to take a quick moment. Especially in this space, man, you just don't know who's looking at you, man. And you can do something that you might think is cool, funny, or the right thing even, but the next person who might have some impact on your movement or your progress or your next level might disagree wholeheartedly and leave you right in your tracks where you stand. You know what I mean? So not saying that, you have to be an absolute angel or anything like that, but just keep in mind, especially when, we're at, say, diesel events, because we've all seen it. The goofing around or the having fun, it's having fun, and I get it. But you don't know who's watching you while you're having that fun, and that can really mess you up. You just got to understand that. You can't say, oh, well, what the heck, after the fact, after somebody's got their phone and they videoed the hell out of it and they sent it live. You can't backpedal out of that, as we're learning right now. You cannot backpedal out of that stuff now. So be careful with what you do, and keep in mind that you never know who is watching you. And the thing is, on the good side of that, some of the people who watch you and might not say a word to you.
Well, couldn't have said it better myself, man. I really appreciate you coming on, bud. I know it's a little last minute to reach out, but I'm glad you did. I'd love to have you back again. I can't wait to see you again. I hope we get rolling out in the field and get some races in here soon, and get back to what we enjoy doing, and having the band back together again, if you will. So before we go, do you want to give a shout out to where people can find you, your publications, and where they can follow and all that good stuff? Where people can find you, your publications, and where they can follow and all that good stuff?
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, Hot Shot Secrets, Kyle. Thank you guys for having me. It was a surprise, and I'm, still wondering like why me, but I appreciate the opportunity. As far as shout outs, shout out to everybody in the diesel space. I hope everybody's holding it down, from the shops and businesses to the enthusiasts, and cats out there and ladies out there working on and driving their trucks. wishing everybody well. As far as finding me, social media is KJ Jones on Facebook. That's, I guess, where I am the most. And then through trucktrend.com is our website, and fourwheeler.com you find all things truck that come out of all things truck and off road that
Sure,
come
go
out
ahead,
of
man.
Motor Trend.
It's your
Motor
world,
Trend
bro.
group. So make sure you check those out. That'd be cool. Oh, one more. Can I plug one more thing? I
Sure,
gotta
go
plug
ahead,
this.
man. It's your world, bro.
Coming up June 9th. June 9th. Hopefully your viewers have the Motor Trend app. If you don't download the Motor Trend app, I believe the special deal right now is $1 a month or something super cheap like that. So get the Motor Trend app, and there's a new show coming on, or that we just taped it. It's called Shift Talkers. So SHIFT Talkers. Now take that and think of a premise without that F in it. Okay, so it's a studio, a virtual studio. We were on Zoom where four of us are basically throwing questions about cars and ideas and thoughts and
really?
theories and ponder them around for
Cool.
us. And it's kind of a cool deal. It's like Around the Horn on ESPN.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep, and that's coming up on Motor Trend app on June 9th. I believe it airs June 9th. There'll be 8 episodes. I'm in the first one. So the first one airs June 9th, and then I believe my buddy Brian Loans is taping an episode. So there'll be people that
Yeah, we
by
love
way
Brian.
of following Motor Trend shows or
We'll look
Brian
for
Loans.
it.
He's
June 9th,
everywhere.
Motor Trend app, Shift Talkers.
So
Yeah, we
Shift
all right.
Talker.
Well, we appreciate it, man. I thank you for coming on, and I really hope to see you soon, and wish you all the best and health out there. And we'll talk soon, brother. Keep me posted about Big White and how she's doing. All right, and health out there, and we'll talk soon, brother. Keep me posted about Big White and how she's doing. All right. Well, there you go,
Will do.
man.
All right,
Legend,
guys. Thanks. man.
absolute legend. So cool to have him on. We love having guests on, but I told you, I was like, you're gonna love having KJ on, man. I mean, the guy's just.
I remember the story about that coupe way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
people do.
why didn't you tell me?
People watch.
Yeah.
I mean, they followed it
Yeah,
along, and I
it was
mean,
a lot, yeah.
like you said, it was viral before
Right.
it was viral.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate KJ Jones coming on. Make sure you guys, go follow all of his stuff. Truck Trend and Diesel Power Magazine. He's one of my favorite writers. Like I said, how he writes so educationally as well. He's a great photographer too. Takes awesome shots and just as you can tell, one of the most humble guys that you'll ever meet. I mean,
Right.
and I just really appreciate everything he's done for the industry. So appreciate him coming on today as well too. So let's give out what we're giving out, banners, right?
Yes.
Let's see. How about we got
Drum roll.
Ricky Ketchum and Terry Howard. Ricky Ketchum, Terry Howard. Send us your shipping address. We will send you out a Hot Shot secret banner. I didn't even pay attention. I think we got about. We didn't really have time to get any more questions in, so I rather take the interview. Troy Hayes says, time for a Big Boost interview. Yeah, well, I'd love to get Bill on here. So if you guys want to get Big Boost Bill Lutz on here, because his car's done now, and woo, watch out for that. So we'd love to have him on. Terry Howard says, T-Top 4i, badass. So you go, KJ. Amazing words of wisdom, sir. So yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to kind of feed off that a little bit, because I always get energized when I talk to KJ. So we really appreciate everything he does. So Ricky Ketchum, Terry Howard, shoot us a private message. We'll get you guys out of the banner. Remember, we're here every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we thank you for joining us today. And thank KJ Jones for joining us. And we will see you next week.